And these people actually, they contribute a lot of money. They send remittances and billions of dollars India receive from this diaspora. This diaspora also support and promote the interest of India. For example, in America, there are lobbies working for the interest of countries. So Indian businessmen working in America or UK, and through their lobbies, they actually influence the foreign policies of major powers like United States of America, like United Kingdom, like for example, other European countries, and they take, they shape their foreign policy with the support of this diaspora against Pakistan and many other countries in the world. So this is the importance of population. India has also got a vibrant media. 103 more than 300 TV channels are working day and night. They have got 16,000 weeklies, 600 fortnightlies, and 5,000 newspapers. Actually, they are being read, published daily, which is which shows that it has got a huge say when it comes to media. And media is the fourth largest pillar. So India, if you look at their strategic location, they are located in a very, very peculiar position, and because of that, they are considered as a hegemonic power in South Asia, and they are challenging China, they are challenging Pakistan in this region. Actually, China and Pakistan trying to balance the Indian hegemony in this region. So India believe that this whole this area, Indian Ocean region, it belongs to India, and they believe that this is Indian Lake, for example, and that's the reason that they are very dominant power here in this region. So, but at the same time, countries like China, countries like Pakistan, they would also support, they would also promote their own interests and try to protect their interests. And that's the reason that China and Pakistan, they are collaborating on many fronts. For example, CPAC and the development of Gwadar, for example. The Chinese are right here, and they are helping Pakistan in the development of Gwadar. And Gwadar is in close proximity with Mumbai, and which is also, India's command, naval command is there. So India's naval command, Karwar is also there, Kochi is also there. All these three commands are actually focused on Arabian Sea and Pakistan. So Pakistan is trying to balance India with the help of Chinese. So, as I told you before, that India is a maritime nation, and their 90% of their trade with other countries is by sea. So, 90% of their trade is with other countries through sea, and that is the reason that they are focusing a lot on their naval modernization, their overall focus on the maritime strategy. So India has failed to coherently exploit the potential wealth of its exclusive economic zone area, which is 2.2 million square kilometer. Exclusive economic zone area is also a huge area. For example, India from their land boundary to deep inside sea, about 200 nautical mile area is called your exclusive economic zone area. From where, and in this area, you can extract resources. You don't need permission from any other countries. Actually, you can have fisheries, you can exploit, come up with many oil and gas resources deep inside sea. So that is the importance. But so far, India could not exploit this huge area because it is 2.2 million square kilometer area. So because of their huge landmass, because of huge maritime boundary, they also have got direct access to open seas. Annually, about 100,000 merchantmen transit the waters of Indian Ocean region, carrying cargo worth about $1 trillion. So this region is actually a very important region, as I told you before in the previous lecture as well, which was focused on Indian Ocean, that every year $1 trillion worth of trade pass through, or ships pass through this region. So trade activity, maritime trade activity pass through this region, which means this region is very important and very significant. And India is right here dominating this particular area. All right, so this region is also important for transportation of oil, which comes all the way from Strait of Hormuz and many other areas, like for example African areas. So Strait of Hormuz, actually 90% of the Persian Gulf oil, or Gulf countries, their oil pass through this particular narrow corridor, which is called Strait of Hormuz. and it all the way it passed through the Indian Ocean region, and it goes to China, it goes to South Korea, Japan, and European countries, and of course India. So for that matter, this region is very important, and India is there to protect their interests. So that is the reason that India's location is peculiar. They are very important. They are there in a very important position. So almost all the air routes and sea routes, it passed through the Indian influence. So let's quickly look at the Indian foreign policy. India's immediate foreign policy objectives are a peaceful environment, strategic space, autonomy, free of entanglement in conflicts or alliances, and India seeks peace and security while concentrate on economic development. Now, you have to critically analyze their foreign policy. Okay, peaceful environment, every country desires that. Strategic space, every country desires that. Autonomy, free of entanglement in conflicts. India takes part in conflicts. For example, they are engaged with Pakistan in Kashmir, they are engaged in Pakistan with other areas. So they always try to dominate the things in this region. And of course, their foreign policy objective is free of entanglement in conflicts or alliances. India is, promoting these things, all these things. They are in close cooperation with the United States of America. They are in alliance with the US. They are in alliance with Russia. They are in alliance with Israel. They are in alliance with European countries. Their economic, strategic, defense alliances are there. So um, foreign policy objectives sometimes they never correlate your for real foreign policy, and sometimes you say something and do something else. So India seek peace and security while concentrate on economic development. So economic development is there, but as far as their focus on peace and security is concerned, that is questionable. So if you look at the Indian economic growth, you will see that India improved their economy because of the COVID situation. Many economies they suffered, but India actually their economy grew to early 2001 2021, which was close to 11%, and it was a huge growth. But in coming years, in 2022, it may decrease. So as I told you before, the Indian labor force is more than 500 million, and they can contribute in their economic growth, which means that India is the 19th largest exporter and 10th largest importer in the world, which means that India is a big economy, and this is the reason their you can say their GDP size is more than $3 trillion, which means that US, Russia, European countries, they rush towards India because India is a big market. It's a market of about 1.39 billion people. So, and they are a huge country. So that is the reason your economy actually promote and support your foreign policy. So when you have got a strong economy, automatically you will be well connected in the world. So that's what happens in India. So if you look at the labor force by occupation in India, agriculture is predominant, especially Punjab. Punjab is their, leading country, a leading area, for example, from which focus on agriculture. Industry is also very strong, like Bangalore and many other areas. Mumbai, for example, is the hub of industry, and 26% of the people, labor force, they are focused on industry. Then you got services, thousands and millions of Indian engineers, doctors, they are working abroad, they're working in India. So they are also contributing a lot in their economic growth. So Indian exports are about 321 billion, and their services exports are about 155 billion, which is too big. Services exports means that your experts, the scientists, your doctors, your engineers, your teachers, professors, they are working in other countries. And collectively, their Indian exports are close to $477 billion. It's a huge, huge amount. If you look at the export goods, software, of course, I told you before that Bangalore is a hub of this particular activity, IT and cyber and all these things. Petrochemicals, agriculture, leather, jewelry, engineering goods, pharmaceuticals, textiles, chemicals, transportation, and many other commodities. India is exporting these items to the world. and their main export partners are, of course, the European Union, United States of America, as I told you before, that these